We have another very special celebration today, and I'm going to call both Jerry and Joan back up to talk about a very special presentation and a very special person. I'm not going to steal their thunder by mentioning any more than that, but just ask Joan and Jerry to come up. Thank you.
We have a very wonderful task this morning, and that is Jerry has given us the opportunity to be part of the Muhammad Ali Centre in Louisville, Kentucky, and they have supported our program Airtime, and also have given Jerry support with the foreword to some of his books, and particularly last year to book one. They have supported us with their good wishes, and also making sure that they wanted to be part of our Reconciliation Week event. So all the children this morning, we're going to have a very special gift given to them, which I see on the floor, and that was from the Muhammad Ali Centre. But besides that, they have a very special award that they like to give each year, and so I'd like to hand over to Jerry so he can explain to you about that award, because we are going to present a nomination this morning to someone that we know that deserves this award. So I'd like Jerry to explain that to you.
Hello again. I wanted to very briefly say something about Muhammad Ali. I don't know how many of you know who Muhammad Ali is. Muhammad Ali, just very briefly in 1 minute, Muhammad Ali grew up at a time in the United States when black people were not allowed to travel the streets of downtown Louisville, Kentucky. They weren't allowed to say that they were proud of themselves. They weren't allowed to use a restroom in the downtown area. They weren't allowed to ride buses. They weren't allowed to go to restaurants. And Muhammad Ali stood up and said, no. Muhammad Ali stood up and said, I am black, I am beautiful, I am the greatest. And then he went on to prove it by becoming the heavyweight champion of the world at the Olympics in 1960. After that, he became the heavyweight champion of the more commercial world, and had everything he ever wanted growing up very, very poor. Very, very poor, and winning the heavyweight title of the world again, and having all the money he wanted, and all the cars he wanted, and everything he ever wanted, power and prestige and all this kind of stuff. And then a war started. And he said, no, I don't believe in that. I'm against that. And so he stood on his principles and gave up everything he ever had and everything he ever worked for because of what he believed in. And that's why and then after that, he started working in the humanitarian areas and doing things for people all around the world. And that's why I think his particular connection with what the Aboriginal people have gone through, I think is extremely important and very significant. And the awards that he gives out every year, this is the 3rd annual Humanitarian Award that the Muhammad Ali Center gives out. It does it in the 6 areas of his concern on which he based his life. And each area has its own humanitarian awards. Those areas are respect, which is the most important thing he ever had. Respect for himself, which led to respect for others, which led to respect from others, and respect for his people, respect for his past, and respect for his community. The other awards are confidence, conviction, dedication, spirituality, and giving. Well, Trevor fits many of those categories. But Joan, would you like to do the official presentation?
So this year we have a nomination for Trevor Ritchie. And the nomination says that Trevor is the first Australian and the first Aboriginal Australian to be nominated for the Muhammad Ali Humanitarian of the Year Award under the Respect category in June 2015. So Global Communities for Peace welcomes you, Trevor, and we want to give you this beautiful nomination and award you with this and congratulate you as being the first of the first of the first. Thank you.
Sorry, I might just steal the stand here. Technology is a little bit cumbersome. First of all, thank you for the nomination. I'd just like to quickly go into a bit of a language first. Nataya Yunganandaya, Kanyo, Nakinira Mina, Namanu, Nayakanandaya Yunganandaya, Nakono, Napala, Kawano, Naberka, Najin Parenti Tintu, Nanari Tirbakarmio, Nakamani, Walara, Achawara, Natakarenti, Ganamina, Yacha. Thank you, my dear brother, Kanya, Jack. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, how are you all? My dear brothers and sisters, uncles and aunties, my elders, I thank you all for coming today. My name is Trevor, and I am named after the Murray Magpie. My grandmother is Dr. Alicia Rigney, the first female Indigenous principal within Australia. I'm quite blessed today that one of my aunties is sitting in the room, who's also my educator, my teacher, one of my very, very fantastic people that I look up to in my community, Eileen Wangening. Thank you for coming today. I'm proud to call myself a Kaurna man and an Aboriginal person. And I would like to acknowledge those gathered here today, the Minister for Education and Child Development, Susan Close. Thank you for reminding everybody of our shared history, our Australian history, one that we must share in our journey of reconciliation. Your work is critical in ensuring that our children have the best starts and opportunities in life, and I thank you for coming. The Alberton Nunga Dance Troupe, thank you for reminding us of just how talented you are. It is said time and time again, but you are the future, and you will be the change we need, and I look forward to seeing you and your journey. I'd also like to acknowledge another educator in the room, Sharon Holmes. She's one of my fantastic high school teachers, and I'm very glad that she's here today to share this journey. Jerry Pozeki, thank you for putting these stories of Aboriginal children's lives on paper, giving voice to one that can so easily be lost in our wider society. Joan O'Connor, thank you for your belief and listening to my journey, to my community, my brothers, my sisters, my uncles, my aunties, my elders. It is because of you that I am standing here today. It is because of you that I walk tall, and I only hope that I can do you proud. My journey is your journey. I grew up on a mission on York Peninsula outside of Ceduna. York Peninsula and outside of Ceduna. Like many, I had to overcome adversity, economic, societal, education, and health. At a young age, I contracted otitis media, which is inflammation of the middle ear, and as a result, I lost hearing in my left ear. This happened when I was 5 years old. I went through my entire education starting on the back foot. I could not hear. I could not understand what was being said. This is why I chose to study occupational therapy, so I could help my Indigenous community, Indigenous communities all over Australia, Indigenous communities all over the world. I've recently been involved in the establishment of a global Indigenous occupational therapy advisory group to ensure that Indigenous voices never get lost again. As the saying goes, nothing about us without us. The nomination for Muhammad Ali Centre Respect. Respect is the cornerstone of which I and we as Aboriginal people live our lives. Respect for country, respect for communities, respect for our elders, respect for others, respect for ourselves. These are something that I identify strongly with what Jerry had mentioned. This is why this nomination rings true. This is not my nomination, this is a nomination of all my communities and all those that have been part of my journey. Natalia, thank you.